David Gibbs, the CEO of Yum, took over January 1st, 2020, so you can figure out that wasn't the greatest time to be taking over. But before that, as I was getting ready to go into the job, I went up to New York to meet with our PR firm, Edelman. And then Richard said, hey, we got one more thing we got to cover, and he took me into another room, and then I met the force of nature that is Claudia. And I said, we got to get behind this because she's going to make a lot of good in the world and she's going to be really successful. And I think this room is a testament to that. So how about a round of applause for Claudia? Now, it's great to have you guys as guests in our house. I know we have some of our members of the house here. I think we have 20 of our Yum family members here, so I'm glad that we're well represented. In fact, we were trying to figure out, did we beat the PepsiCo guys on the number of attendees? I'm just a little bit competitive, but it's great to see the support we're providing. You're guests in our house, so I figured I'd tell you a little bit about who lives here. As Claudia mentioned, we have 54,000 restaurants around the world in 157 countries. 1.5 million team members work for the company. 400,000 work in the United States. Those team members in the United States skew incredibly diverse. In fact, more than half of our team members are underrepresented people of color. So our customer base also skews diverse. So we are in the business of working with the Hispanic community and really the entire community. We are all human. We work with everybody in the United States in every way. But our challenge is that the representation in our stores is fantastic, but the representation above our stores is not where it needs to be. The representation in our franchise community who owns those stores is frankly not where it needs to be. And as I came into the role, I put that as really one of my highest priorities that I wanted to change. And we're making massive progress through initiatives like this and through a whole bunch of other things that James Fripp and others are helped leading. And I couldn't be more proud of the progress we're making. We've had a number of events over the last few months actually that have really been game changers. I see a couple of the young people nodding their heads in the audience. We got together our 70 most senior underrepresented people of color in Washington, D.C. a couple of weeks ago. Claudia was very kind to be there. I was there. We had some great conversation about what it means to be your authentic self at work and how difficult it is for a lot of people to do that. We did the same thing in a much larger group setting with all of our senior leaders from around the world. And I think we're changing people's hearts and minds and getting much more of a commitment. I know a lot of you are probably like, well, why does this guy care so much about equity, inclusion, and belonging? Because I'm the opposite side of that. I'm a white guy that grew up in a somewhat wealthy family that had everything laid out for me to get to the job that I'm in. And that's exactly why I care so much. I realize you can see the inequalities on either side of the issue. You can see it when you're the victim of it, or you can see it when you're the beneficiary of it. You just have to look a little bit harder when you're the beneficiary. So I'm incredibly passionate about being an ally to this group. I know our organization is. We're making massive progress, and I couldn't be prouder to be here today and see what Claudia has built and to be part of it for you all. So have a great meeting. And if anybody wants to become a franchisee, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks, guys.